So today I kept on the Otto Preminger of Noirvember train and watched his 1949 film Whirlpool. It, much like Laura and Where the Sidewalk Ends, it stars Gene Tierney. It also stars Richard Conte, José Ferrer, and Charles Bickford. The film starts with Gene Tierney shoplifting and then kind of getting let off because she's a rich lady, and you're like, things are hinky. And it turns out the man who helped her get off is a hypnotist who's also a big giant sleazebag who likes to steal money from women, from vulnerable women, obviously. This is the 50s. So he hypnotizes her, and at first it's just to let her sleep, but eventually she finds herself wrapped up in a murder. Did she murder the lady? We're pretty sure she didn't because she's Gene Tierney, although we've seen Leave Her to Heaven, but we know that this is not the Gene Tierney from Leave Her to Heaven. She's not set up as a villain. She's set up as an innocent. Her husband, played by Richard Conte, the hypnotist is José Ferrer. So her husband, played by Richard Conte, is a very famous psychoanalyst, and so part of her issue with not wanting to talk to him is it's so shameful for a psychoanalyst to have a wife who has issues, which, I guess in 1949, I'm like, okay, but if you have issues, wouldn't you go to your psychoanalyst so he can help you and prove, look, he's so good, he cured his own wife? Come on. So he has to help figure out or get proof that the hypnotist is behind this murder and not his wife. Constance Collier is also in it. This was her last role, I believe. And she's the woman who is murdered. So, or she's the lady who had the house, I think. No, she was the one who was murdered. So that's the plot. And then Charles Bickford obviously is the cop trying to figure out, did Gene Tierney actually do this? And the rest of the film, so the first half of the film is you following along with Gene Tierney in this sort of daze and going, girl, you're headed into the danger zone. And then the second half of the film is Richard Conte trying to pull her back out of the danger zone and prove that she's innocent. And I don't think it's as good as even the one I watched yesterday, and it's nowhere near as good as Laura. Laura is the greatest film ever. But it's very atmospheric, and it's very great with performances. Gene Tierney just knocks it out of the park. It's very similar, actually, in plot to, or has plot parallels to The Blue Gardenia, the Fritz Lang film, which I really love, which also has a woman thinking maybe she committed a murder, but she's not sure. So you could have a great double feature of did I kill that person? I don't know. Movies could be good. So this is from 1949. This is Whirlpool. I believe it's on DVD. You can watch it. Otto Preminger is pretty good. At least as a director, he was not the nicest man in the world. 1949's Whirlpool. Great performance from Gene Tierney. This was my Noirvember for today.